everybody, and welcome back to week 3 of the Great British Sewing Bee Roundups. I hope everybody is well today. Thank you for tuning back in. So this week was summer, which is apt because the sun is shining today and the weather's just picking up, and I am personally getting a lot of people into the shop now looking for summer garments for holidays and for the upcoming season. So it was nice to see that last night. It was very inspirational. So the first challenge was the pattern challenge, and this week we saw the sewers take on a shirred midi dress. Now they have been, and I think they mentioned this on the show, they've been so fashionable over the last few years. In particular in the sewing community, we've seen lots and lots of shirred dresses popping up. I've got to admit that shirring is not something that I've actually tried before, so watching the show last night I was really inspired to give it a go, and I'm hoping that maybe over the summer I'll have a chance to put it into action. I do have a pattern in mind that I've been wanting to try for a while, which is from the Sew Over It Summer Dreaming ebook. I'll pop a little picture of the dress itself in there. Yeah, and that's got a shirred back, so I think that would be a nice place to start. However, the dress on the challenge was obviously shirred front and back. 15 rows of shirring and keeping it neat was the key. It seems very apt timing actually that I've got a big delivery of haberdashery coming today, and there's 2 big bags of shirring and elastic in it, so who knew? I must have had the foresight there to know that that was coming in. I just finished my cup of tea actually. Yeah, so I really enjoyed watching that challenge. It was sort of fortunate for Brogan and maybe unfortunate for everybody else that obviously the shirred midi is her sort of signature piece, if you will, so she had a leg up there. But I guess that's going to happen from time to time, and yeah, she did a beautiful job and rightly deserved the winning position. And I felt really sorry for Steve afterwards. You know, his dress was a mess. I sort of turned to my husband and said, that's definitely what mine would look like if I had to sew under that level of pressure. But then he kind of let slip that he hasn't sewn many dresses before, which I thought was interesting. I've always assumed that there would be a level of like experience maybe required to go on the beat, so I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on that. Or maybe you know of somebody that's been on, or somebody can advise as to what the sort of entry requirements are, because it seemed a shame for him that he'd then been plunged into a challenge which they must have known was way out of his depth, but I don't know, maybe that makes good TV. Fabrics wise, everybody used cotton fabrics. Cotton lawn would be my weapon of choice if I was to do this challenge. So I will show you a couple now. I think, yeah, Marnie used lawn. The dresses were just gorgeous. I loved the fabric that Angela had for hers. It was quite sort of retro looking. I thought that was beautiful. But yes, I would say this one is the Sophia cotton lawn. It's of excellent quality, and I would say if you were going to make a Brogan inspired shirred, very romantic cottagecore style dress, this will be an excellent option. And also I think slightly inspired by Angie's retro print, I would say that the Gloria cotton lawn is also a really nice option for a shirred dress. I think that floral print when bunched up would look really nice, be really eye-catching and cute. And of course a couple of them used Gingham, which I thought was genius for being able to sew down the lines. And I've got to say that when I've worked with Gingham myself in the past, it's really nice when you're cutting out because you can easily line up the grain line along the lines. And I think I've shown you this a few times before, but this is my sort of core 1/4 inch Gingham, and then this is the grey colourway. So I think that would be beautiful and quite subtle in that grey. I think I need to buy some more of that. Patterns wise, sorry, I'm having to keep standing up here to get all the little bits I've put to one side. I don't have a huge number of shirred dresses in my pattern stock. I've been right through this morning and I've managed to find two. The first of which is Simplicity 9141, which I will pop up here for you, over here. And as you can see, it's got the full shirred front and back bodice, but not the puff sleeve that they used on the B. This one has little tie straps, which would be nice for holidays, and it's got tiers, which are obviously very on trend, so that's a nice option. And also New Look 6692. This has a square neck at the front and a puff sleeve, very similar to how it was on the B. However, it's got the shirring only in the back, in a back panel. So kind of similar but not the same. I would say if you want a really good replica of what they used on the show, I would look, and I will pop a link below, at By Hand London. Did a shirring tutorial of basically how to make a dress very, very similar to that, with rectangles and a puff sleeve. And it's kind of a pattern-free situation because you just have to cut rectangles and shirr them to fit. So I will leave a link to that below. One interesting thing I did notice that I might point out is that they were all using tape measures with, my husband said, why are they all using like Italian tape measures, because they've got colours of the Italian flag, but actually these little Prym ones, so I'll pop a link to those in case you were curious. I do a lot of haberdashery spotting when I watch the Sewing Bee, and they use a lot of Prym haberdashery. And they also use Coats Cometa cones on their overlockers, so yeah. What a geek. So transformation wise, excuse me, I'm just going to move up a little bit. I keep sliding backwards. They were transforming hammocks, cotton canvas hammocks, into sort of wearable garments. That challenge actually went really, really well. I quite enjoyed that one, and I could see the potential in it. I don't know how I would ever envisage a situation where I came across a spare hammock, but it's all good. I think I'd rather lie in a hammock than chop it up, but yeah, that's by the by. But yeah, really enjoyed that, and there's some really interesting work to come out of that. And that jacket, was it Christian that had made the jacket? It was incredible with the fringing and stripe match across it. I thought for the time allowed, that was amazing. Finally, moving on to the Made to Measure challenge, which was a summer two-piece cord. As they mentioned on the show, cords have been really back in fashion in the last couple of years. I don't watch Love Island, that's not my thing, so I haven't noticed them on there, but I have noticed them in the shops and out and about. And it's kind of funny for me because growing up in the 90s, 2000s, matching your tops to bottoms was considered very, very naff and not in fashion at all. So I actually really love the cord look, but a small part of me still always goes, ooh, I can't do that. And it's funny now to see the younger generation are coming through, and it's really, really trendy to them. And I'm thinking, when I was your age, that would have been awful. So it's funny how fashions come and go and change over the years, and you can get a little bit stuck in your generational rut. Or maybe I'm just getting older, I don't know. Okay, so there was quite a lot of crossover in what the sewists used. I've picked out a few patterns which I thought might be helpful for you. To be honest, when I started going through my pattern box this morning, there was absolutely loads I could have pulled out in terms of pants and shorts and that kind of thing. There was quite a lot, so I've had to narrow it down a fair bit, or else we'd be here all day. I don't know why I'm looking for them when they're actually sat on my lap. So the first one I'll show you is Simplicity 9268. I've picked this one out sort of inspired by Richie and his harem pants. Oh dear. It all sort of really went downhill for him at that point, didn't it? And when he said he hadn't practiced, I just thought, oh, you just don't admit to it. you haven't, don't admit to it. But yes, this is a Mimi G style pattern, and that loose fitting sort of harem look. They look so comfy, and you've got the coordinating bralette on there, so I think that very much fits the bill. There was a few that did a bralette, and lots of elastic casings, which is quite apt considering all of the elastic in the previous challenge. On the subject of bralettes, I think, who did bralettes? I made notes. Annie did with wide leg trousers, as did Brogan. So there was a couple of bralette options going on there. I saw a lot last year, around maybe 2020, a lot of people over on TikTok actually refashioning garments into bralettes. That seems to be quite a trendy thing these days. It wouldn't do for me, but I don't have that kind of figure. This is Simplicity 8549. And this is, it's Learn to Sew the Trends, and this is a selection of bralette tops. So although this is just one piece of the cord puzzle, if you're interested in making that kind of shape and that kind of style of garment, you could put it with any trousers existing or coordinating. So that's a nice little bralette pattern option. Also, I thought that the Megan Nielsen Flint pants and shorts would also be a good option. Angela did some wide leg culottes in the linen. It was her top that kind of went astray, wasn't it? But these are nice. This is a nice pattern for lovely sort of wide leg trousers and shorts, so that would work well if you made a coordinating top to go alongside. Also in the trouser department, I've pulled out Simplicity 1165, which features slimmer legged trousers, which reminded me of Jill's. Really slim leg pants, and she did a shell top with that. I haven't pulled it out, but New Look 6483 is a cracking little shell top pattern. And I loved Jill's finished look in the peacock. It's cotton lawn, that one. I've seen it with my supplier, and I've actually had that peacock print on a jersey before, so it's quite familiar to me. But yeah, it was really classy, really elegant, and quite mature, I thought. It was more something that I could see myself wearing. Like I said, I don't think I would wear now a bralette, and I might do, but just probably not. But the shell top and pants was much more elegant, I thought. So yeah, I think that would appeal to a lot of people. And this is a nice little pattern, and it's a fully elasticated waist, and it's got a little pair of shorts on too, so can't fall out with that one. But if you were looking at the sets that the others have made, I also came across, which I think this is a gorgeous little pattern, and I probably would wear this one, New Look 6677, and this features a set of elasticated waist trousers with quite a wide leg and a tie front kind of puff sleeve, dropped puffed sleeve top to make a little coordinating set, and I think that's actually really, really cute. It's got quite sort of vintagey hippie type vibes to it, that one. I like that a lot. I would consider making that one if I had somewhere to go, which I don't. And finally, a couple of the guys, Steve and Christian, made shirt and shorts for the men. And oh, that comment from Esme about how she just casually mentioned that she'd made Leo DiCaprio's shirts. Wow. Yeah, love that film growing up. That's really sort of my generation of films. Anything with a young Leo DiCaprio in. Swoon. And he's still gorgeous when you look back. I digress. New Look 6197. This is a powerhouse of a pattern. It's a simple men's shirt, and it's also got a ladies option on as well. So in terms of value for money, you're getting quite a lot to go at here, like a his and hers situation, in case you wanted to co-ord and co-ord between a couple. Like matchy heaven. You've got a sleeveless shirt option for the ladies on here, but the gents shirt is lovely, and I have made it, and here's one I prepared earlier. I actually made this for the shop window last year for the summer display, and I'm actually considering just making it again for this summer's, but in a linen fabric, just because it's hard to beat. It's just a nice simple shirt. It doesn't have a collar stand, it's just a collar piece. Yeah, it's just lovely. It's I would say this is a perfect gents summer shirt, and you've got the option to add pockets to it as well. So, and I still have that poplin left in stock. So fabrics wise for that challenge, pop these to one side. I think linen is an ideal option. I'm just going to grab this here. I've recently got some lovely new shades of washed linen in. These are 100% linen, and I'm just going to bring that up to the camera to see if you can see the texture on there. This is the natural colourway. I think I've got about 7 or 8 different shades. You can see that there. Try and pull it up for you a bit, but yes, lightweight, breathable, sort of quintessential summer fabric. I think this would look lovely for the gents as a co-ord, and I recently discussed this on an Instagram live that I did about double linen. Is that an issue? And yeah, I would say not. I would say that was actually quite on trend. We were debating whether I could put a linen shirt and trousers on the mannequin in the window, and I think I could. So, nobody can tell me I'm wrong. But if you didn't want to go with a plain, you could also go with a print. And this is a beautiful tropical leaves. Again, a washed linen, so a similar weight, but it's got this beautiful leaf print design on it. I think that would look fab in any of those options. I think particularly that new look pattern with that would look cool. Or if you don't fancy using linen, there is cotton lawn. This is the Chaussures, hope I've said that right, cotton lawn, French for shoes. And I think this is quite an understated fabric actually. It's relatively neutral colours, it's not too in your face, but it's got this little holiday appropriate design on it with the palm trees. Is that upside down? It is a bit. And yeah, it's nice. I think over a 2-piece this could look really nice, or a shirt. It would look nice in the shirt as well. You'd have to be mindful of where you put your centre front to pattern match. Oh, there's this absolute stunner from Fabric Godmother. This is the Richmond cotton lawn. A real sort of tropical summer vibes going on here with these big leaves and kind of hibiscus type flowers in there, but that is just, this fabric is so special. It's just beautiful. So yeah, that on a pair of wide leg trousers, that would be glorious. And finally, my brain has just gone. Who got garment of the week? Deborah. Sorry, Deborah. My brain just slipped then. It's a good job I wrote it down. Deborah's garment of the week featured sailing boats, and it was beautiful. And the design for the shirt on her garment was really, really unusual. And I feel like I have seen it somewhere, but I can't put my finger on where. And a part of my brain is just saying to me, I think it's a Vogue pattern. So I'll leave you to do your homework on that one, because I don't stock Vogue, but I'm sure I've seen something similar to that around and about. It looks very Vogue in its unusual design details, which is sort of signature Vogue, isn't it? So yeah, if anyone knows that pattern number, please pop it in the comments. But if you're inspired by sailboats, here is a cotton poplin with boats on it. I really like this one, just these little yachts. So that's cute. But yes, it was a thoroughly deserved garment of the week. It was stunning and really different, and the finish that she'd achieved was gorgeous and the fit was lovely. So again, I really enjoyed this week's episode. I think the standard is so high this year. It's kind of hard to believe that we're only on week 3 when they're churning out garments of such high quality. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what comes next. It was sad to say goodbye to Richie. He did a great job. Yeah, so on to next week and we'll see what happens there. And is it reduce, reuse and recycle next week? So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, thank you for tuning in. If you do have any questions on the patterns and fabrics, please do pop them down below. And I will speak to you soon. Take care and have a lovely week.